Did you know that what you eat can actually significantly impact your mood? So science is increasingly showing a strong connection between diet and our emotional well-being. So grab a snack and get ready to learn about foods that can boost your mood naturally. Now, before we get started, and I'm sorry to do this to you because I used to get so annoyed when watching YouTube videos and people would say the same thing every time about subscribing to their channels. But apparently it works, so please subscribe to my channel so that I can keep making these videos for years to come, and because it is a really relatively new channel, so any support is appreciated. Okay, so let's start with the gut-brain connection. So the gut is home to trillions of bacteria, often called the gut microbiome. So this incredible ecosystem plays a crucial role in not only digestion, but also in the production of neurotransmitters, the brain chemicals that regulate mood, sleep, and stress, for example. So a healthy gut microbiome is one that is rich in diversity, meaning that it contains a wide variety of bacterial strains. So a 2020 study published in the Nature Reviews Gastroenterology and Hepatology journal found a strong correlation between the diversity of gut bacteria and symptoms of depression and anxiety. And there has been countless other studies that have found similar correlations as well. So this suggests that when the gut microbiome becomes unbalanced with a decrease in beneficial bacteria, the production of these mood regulating neurotransmitters can be disrupted, affecting our mood negatively. Now, just a little disclaimer, when I refer to good and bad bacteria in the gut, it isn't actually as simple as just having good and bad ones, and all the bad ones aren't necessarily bad and all the good ones aren't good in too bigger quantities as well. I'm just using that to keep things simple here so you have an understanding of what I'm saying without going into too much of the science and nitty-gritty detail. Okay, so the gut and brain are in constant communication, sending signals back and forth through various pathways. So one of those pathways involves the vagus nerve, which is a major highway connecting the gut to the brain. So the constant dialogue allows the gut microbiome to actually influence the brain function and emotional state. So what they say about the gut being a second brain is essentially true, because they both affect each other and play a role in our emotional state. Now, the downside to this is when the gut microbiome is out of balance, with a decrease in good bacteria and an overgrowth of bad bacteria, it can lead to a cascade of negative effects. So the imbalance, also called a dysbiosis, can disrupt the production of neurotransmitters, potentially leading to things like decreased serotonin. Serotonin, which is often referred to as the happy chemical, right, as it plays a role in mood regulation. And low serotonin levels are associated with symptoms of depression and anxiety. It can also disrupt dopamine. So dopamine is another crucial neurotransmitter involved in motivation and reward and pleasure. And dysbiosis can affect dopamine production, impacting mood and motivation. And it can also affect or increase stress hormones. So gut bacteria also influence the production of stress hormones like cortisol, for example. And an imbalance can lead to chronic stress and anxiety, among other things. So with all that being said, it's just a long way of saying that your gut heavily impacts your mood. So the way in which to keep that healthy, I will be sharing now. So here are some research-backed foods that can support your gut health and promote better mood and therefore a happier you. So starting with prebiotics. So these are the dietary fibers that act as food for the good bacteria in your gut. So think of them as fertilizer for your gut garden. These fibers promote the growth of beneficial bacteria that produce mood-regulating neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine and GABA. So prebiotic-rich foods includes things like fruits and vegetables and whole grains, due to their high fiber content. So just think prebiotics and fiber. Now the next thing is probiotics. So these are the live bacteria themselves, and they're commonly found in fermented foods like yogurt and kimchi and kombucha. Although in saying that, their stability, shall we say, shelf life and quantities always differ. So I never really encourage people to rely on things like kombucha as a source of probiotics, because it's going to vary every time depending on the brand, depending on the ingredients, how they process the drink, and also how they store it. So while some can be beneficial, it's not a guarantee that you're always going to get a good variety of probiotics in kombucha. But if you like it and you have it anyway, then there's really no harm in that. Now, these probiotics directly add to the diversity of your gut microbiome, further supporting the production of these happy chemicals. So I do get asked a lot as well if supplementation is beneficial, and in Some circumstances it can be. For example, if you were taking antibiotics for a while, it can be helpful to take probiotics aimed at actually replacing that bacteria, the specific bacteria that tend to be lost with the most common antibiotics that we take. However, majority of probiotic supplements available only contain a few or small number of strains of bacteria, when what our gut really needs is diversity. So too much of one or a few types of bacteria can cause overpopulation of those and not allow for diversity in the gut, and it can essentially push out some of the others. And how these supplements are produced and stabilized and stored, much like kombucha, is also another factor to consider. So whilst they can be beneficial, the supplements, in certain circumstances or every now and then, I wouldn't recommend taking these all of the time, or at least mix up the strains or the types that you're having if you are going to take them regularly. Okay, so the next mood boosting food is fatty fish, or more specifically omega-3 fatty acids, which are found in fatty fish like salmon and tuna and sardines. And these have anti-inflammatory properties that can positively impact brain health. So studies suggest that omega-3s may help regulate dopamine and serotonin levels, contributing to improved mood and reduce symptoms of depression as well. Now, my all-time favorite one, which is more of a compound found in various foods, is polyphenols. So these antioxidant compounds are found in things like fruits and vegetables, coffee, and dark chocolate. So you can probably understand why these are one of my faves. Now, these also offer mood boosting benefits and can reduce inflammation and improve blood flow to the brain, supporting overall cognitive function and improving feelings of well-being. So in other words, having a little square of dark chocolate for dessert is probably going to be doing your brain some good. All right, so moving on to the next one. So some amino acids like tryptophan are precursors to neurotransmitters. So tryptophan specifically converts to serotonin, a major player in mood regulation, as you now know. So if you don't think you're getting enough of this superstar amino acid, you can find it in foods like turkey, chicken, eggs, and dairy products, as these are rich in tryptophan. Now, the last one that I'm going to be sharing with you today is B vitamins. So these vitamins play a crucial role in production and function of neurotransmitters. And deficiencies in B vitamins, particularly B6, B12, and folate, have been linked to symptoms of depression and anxiety. So look for B vitamins in foods like whole grains, legumes, leafy greens, and there are some fortified foods as well nowadays. Now, it's also important to remember that it's not just about these individual components, but the synergy between them. So a balanced diet that is rich in a variety of these mood-boosting elements is key to supporting a healthy gut and ultimately a happy, healthy mind. So let me know in the comments below what your favorite mood-boosting foods are. And if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to like and subscribe for more science-backed nutrition tips.